Alright everyone, just give us a few seconds as we are trying to get this all sorted for you back at home. I believe we are all set and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Amigos Racing Team, where we find ourselves once again at Saturday Endurance for Season 7, Round 8, where we find ourselves at the Dragon Trail Gardens here today. And I am your commentator, Justin, and it's been a while. I've been gone for quite a long time. And it is so good to be back. You don't even know how much I've missed this game and how much I've missed this community. But so far today we are going to be at, as I said, Dragon Trail Gardens for round 8. And last week we did find ourselves at Autodromo de Interlagos for round 7. And after that, still leading the way on the Drivers' Championship is ART Zeno, with Wooly back in second with... Oh, actually, yeah, ART Zeno in first with 250 points. Wooly back, 5,000 in second with 203 points. JRM in third with 150 points. Lewis Motorsport in P4 with 123 points. Then we got ART Dawes with 108 points in fifth. In 6th, we have Beardy with 103 points, currently just improved by 5 positions from last race. In 7th, we got Kyle Games Drums with 84 points. Matt 2M Racing in P8 with 83 points has improved by 2 positions. And 9th, we have ART Colomb 27 with 82 points. So basically it's 84, 83, and 82 between P7 and P9. Very close between those three. And P10, we have Distinct Muhammad with 76 points, recently gone down 3 positions. And P11, we have the Gaz 9 with 75 points, improving his position in the Drivers' Championship by 1. And P12, we have Oscar 0 with 72 points, losing 3 positions from last race. P13, we have ART Langster with 70 points. P14, we have ART Seth F1 with 66 points. P15, we have Fast JMS with 61 points. And 16th, we have Digital Blast for Me and 41 points, currently improving by 3 positions from last race, as we did just see ART Dawes spinning around during their practice lap. In P17, sorry, I got cut off where I was. P17, we got Eddie Joe 1965 with 34 points, improving by 1 position. Mr. Titty Wink, that's the name right there. Mr. Tiddywink in P18 with 29 points, losing to 2 positions. And P19, we got Willie D with 27 points, losing 2 positions as well. And in last place, not improving nor losing positions, is CWR 2008 with 19 points, hoping to improve in today's race. But for the Saturday Endurance today, as always, it is the Asian and United States only, with tire rules of option A and B. Option A is hards and mediums, and option B is softs or super softs. So basically, if you start on option A, you have to go to an option B tire. So if you start on hards or mediums, doesn't matter. You would have to go in softs or super softs on the next pit stop. And we have 5 times the tire wear with 3 times the fuel consumption, GR4. And this is gonna be interesting here, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing here on this fine, beautiful day, fine Saturday? But we're actually gonna go up with ART Zeno, who currently has the fastest lap here today. And I'm trying to get this cursor out of here. Sorry about that, guys. Let me see if I can get that out of here. There we go. That must have been bugging a few of you back at home. But yeah, ART Zeno still on a run, leading the way of the Drivers' Championship could be looking for another win here today at Dragon Trails. But the Dutch driver always likes to put on a show, and gonna be coming across the final corner to set a time. Does he improve on their time as they come across the line to set a 1:36.0, but has the fastest lap with a 1:35.9. Matt comes across the line, does not improve by position. But let's see, Gaz is going to be up next. Let's see what time they set as Dream does improve on time. Gaz goes up to 9th. Eddie improves by his position, and Wooly goes second fastest with a 1:36.8 in that Subaru. Well done. And I hope you guys are ready. We're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to finish their qualifying lap, as ART Dawes was the final driver to finish. And there's your times. ART Zeno taking pole position. And I hope you guys are ready. Dragon Trail Gardens International Raceway for GR4 Saturday Endurance Race. Zeno has pole position with Wooly close in second. Then Lewis, JRM, Cullum, Matt, Dream, Eddie, Kyle, Jazer, Dawes, Gaz, and Digital. As we should actually focus on this man here today, Eddie Joe, who currently is celebrating a birthday here today. Everyone say happy birthday in the chat for Eddie Joe, starting in 8th place. And away we are for the first race. And it looks like Zeno did not have a good start, losing 2 positions already, with Wooly getting a good start and Lewis getting up the positions as well. And now he's going to go side by side, almost 3 wide with Lewis and JRM. But JRM makes his way up to 2nd place. Zeno down to 3rd. And Wooly is running away with this in that Subaru. An amazing drive so far. Look at that decal. Amigos Racing Team. Where else would we be? And it looks like it's going to be 3 wide into the hairpin. And Zeno stays in 2nd. But Lewis is going to get a position as JRM is going to be going wide there on that turn and losing 2 positions, going down to 4th. Let's check near the back if we have any incidents, and it does not look like it. It all looks clear racing and clean racing here today. But now with Zeno up to 2nd, it's going to be eyeing down the leader of Wooly into this is actually one of the toughest parts of this track. This like triple right-hander here. As you can see, a few drivers I'm struggling to try and keep pace around. Near the back, we have Digital and Gaz almost going side by side, but Gaz is now a full car length ahead, and he's going to stay in that 12th position. Oh, and who is that gone wide there? Was that Dream? Yeah, Dream has gone wide there. We're going to actually see what happened to him during that turn as we go on board. Yep, and looks like he got pushed wide off the track from Jazer cutting on the inside. Stays within the track limits coming back on, but definitely loses a lot of positions, down to 10th. Now right behind Kyle. Let's see if he can get it done, but oh, it's a huge pack there, as we do have a yellow flag on the track. I don't know what that's all about, but oh, and as you just saw, Gaz going off the track there with Eddie and Colum making a move from those two having a previous incident. Eddie not having a good race here on his birthday, hoping to improve. But let's see, we're gonna go back to the front of the grid as Zeno has gotten the overtake on Wooly. And Zeno trying to break the DRS, oh, not DRS, I'm so used to Formula 1. The slipstream with Wooly now down to 2nd. Let's see if Wooly can catch back up and take that 1st place once again. But now Lewis is in 3rd, then JRM. And then we have a close battle here with Matt getting a time penalty. And Jays are actually now going side by side with Dawes throughout that long right-hander. But it looks like he lost a little bit of positions there. We're actually going to quickly check to see what happened to him. And you can see just going wide on that exit, scraping against the wall, entering back on track and actually being behind Kyle from what it looks like. Yep, right behind Kyle, losing a few positions. And also Digital and Dream cutting in front of the camera there. Going right into the grass. And now Dream is going to be making the move on the inside. The long left-hander now side by side. And it looks like the outside run of Digital is going to keep that 9th place position as they still looking to make the move. Let's see, as we do have a yellow flag up ahead, and that is going to be Matt. Let's see what happened with him there. As Matt was leading that slipstream train in 5th. Oh, going right over the curb. And also then getting hit by Kyle. I think that was Kyle. But yeah, going right into the wall, and now is down to 11th with Eddie and Gaz right behind. We're going to go back with the front of the pack with Zeno still leading the way with Wooly trying to catch up. Zeno still having the fastest lap with the 136.0. But look at this battle right here for 5th. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers battling for that 5th place position with Kyle in the lead of that slipstream train. But now also Kyle does have a time penalty. He's going to be having to serve that in this race. Let's see if Dawes is going to be making a move on the inside, but it does not look like it. One thing about Gran Turismo is that with the time penalties, with the braking system, you can practically do it on any turn. But it looks like Kyle is still alive in front of that train, losing a little bit of time there, and actually getting rid of all of his time penalties. But now ART Dawes is going to go side by side on the inside of Kyle. It's what is that? Is that a Toyota? That's a Toyota versus a Nissan GTR, and Dawes makes the move. An amazing overtake from ART Dawes, goes up to 5th place. This battle for 5th is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, with Kyle in 6th in that Nissan GTR, with Jazer trying to make a move on that Subaru. Now looking on the inside is going to be Kyle. They're going to go side by side through this long hairpin, and Jazer is going to go sharp into that hairpin. Now going side by side with Kyle. They do nudge each other a little bit. They need to give the space, and Jazer goes up to 6th. What an amazing overtake there from the Subaru driver. Leading the way, not leading the way, but what a way to make that overtake. What a time as well. Already improving by 4/10 into Sector 2. And it looks like this is the closest battle on track, as we're seeing Jason actually starting to fall back a little bit from Dawes. And let's see the power of that Nissan GTR from Kyle there. Is going to be catching up a little bit and moving on the inside of Jason. But look at Digital now. Digital's trying to make the move, and he does. Let's see how he was able to do that there. An amazing overtake. As you can see, saw Kyle mess up on his turn and just made the beautiful slide into that move there. An amazing job from Digital. Kyle now falling down the pecking order with Dream GSXR on the move, and who is that? That's Kaloum. That's Kaloum trying to make a move there. Oh, and he goes wide there into that first chicane, trying to cut the track to make up position, but Dream GSXR is still right there and gets back past to go up to 9th place. We have a little bit of a battle near the back with Matt and Gaz close to each other there. As Gaz gonna make the move. Nope, it would have been very ambitious trying to make a dive there, but Matt using all of that curb on the inside, trying to block from Gaz making a move. But now we're gonna go back once again to Dream and Kaloum. I think Kaloum. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna call him Column. Why not? We'll call him Column. But the Canadian right behind the British Subaru driver and that Mustang, trying to catch up, but it looks like the power is there a little bit, but he did not get a better exit around that long right-hander. And we do have a battle near the front with ART Dawes leading the way, a four-way battle for that 5th place position with Dawes, Jazer, Digital, and Kyle. Let's go on board with Kyle to see how he's making up for it. He is gaining a little bit on Digital, getting a higher top end speed in that Nissan GTR, but is going to have to back out of it. And trying to get him on the undercut of this corner, and gets the better traction on the outside. He's going a little bit faster, but Digital still keeps that defensive position in 7th place. This 4-way battle for 5th is getting nowhere. It ain't going nowhere, is what I meant to say. But now, as we can see, now Dawes has gotten a not as good of an exit into that chicane. And Jazer was able to push up to 5th. And let's see if Dawes is going to make a move once again. Around the outside. It gets better on the traction. Going for a switcheroo. But Jazer does keep the pace. Keeping that 5th place. And Digital just behind Toyota versus Toyota. Let's see how he does as Dawes trying to make up as much ground as he can. But suffering from a 5/10th time penalty. But let's see how he does, still trying to keep up with that yellow Subaru in 5th place. And it looks like Kyle is actually starting to lose out a little bit. Looks like that top end Nissan GTR is struggling around these tight corners here. But let us just see. As it's getting very close between these drivers. ART does look at that Digital Bass, he is bumper drafting with the fellow Toyota driver. And you could just see how close they're getting. Digital trying to look on the move for the inside. Pushing Dawes wide as much as he can. And then gets the position into 6th place. An amazing overtake there from Digital Blast. And let's see. Let's get on Kyle's POV for this battle. And it looks like Dawes was actually in 5th a few laps ago, and it's just struggling, especially in that chicane. But look at this, Kyle trying to push his way through, right next to him, side by side. And let's see if Kyle's gonna be able to do it. Does nudge the other Toyota driver of Jazer. Is that Jazer? No, that's Digital. The other Toyota driver of Digital. Just getting the braking zone a little bit wrong there, Digital, but and Kyle was the one that suffered from it. Probably a little bit of front bumper damage, maybe a diffuser. But as it stands now, Digital still in 6th with Dawes in 7th and Kyle in 8th. But look at this push from Zeno, a whole 5 seconds ahead from 2nd place of Wooly. There is no way that you can catch up to that pacey Dutchman. But let's see, Jazer, this battle for 5th is going nowhere. I'm still saying the wrong phrase. Ain't going nowhere. Jazer still leading that slipstream train. And now let's see how much gap does Digital keep up now. A little bit of a glitch there, but I think he had to go on the brakes there without making contact. But he's still trying to keep within. He's still trying to keep within the slipstream distance to actually have an effect on that Toyota car. Gets a tighter move into the 1st turn of that chicane and the 2nd. Oh, and Jazer goes over the sausage curb into the 3rd turn of that chicane. And it does not look like he's going to be able to get the move done right now. But let's see, right behind him with Kyle and Dawes now going side by side on the left-hand hairpin. And Kyle takes 7th place. And look at this, a fellow Canadian. No, not fellow Canadian. I'm not Canadian, but I wish I was Canadian. Canada is a pretty good place. But the Mustang driver of Colomb now entering the frame is now a 5-way battle for that 5th place position. And now Dawes is trying to keep up with Kyle, but Kyle's pace in that Nissan GTR is just way too much. And we have our first commenter. Ain't it used quite often in the US? I mean, you never know. There's always people that always import things, so you never know. But now it looks like this battle for 5th with Digital and Jazer is actually pulling away a little bit from Kyle, as Kyle is now was over a second behind. but now close to half a second behind. And this is the closest battle that we have on the field, and we are not going anywhere. But let's see, Kyle still trying to catch up. Oh, and earlier actually, Columb actually got the move on Dawes. We did just miss that, but it looks like, oh, as Digital, what happened to Digital there, comes back on track and cuts off Dawes. We're gonna check right back after we see if Dawes is gonna be making a move on the inside. But let's see, he's getting very close here, ladies and gentlemen. And looks like Digital's gonna be coming out on the top. But let's see what happened there from the Toyota driver. As entering the chicane, hits the curb as well. Does save the car a little bit. Doesn't mess up as much as the previous drivers. But yeah, definitely suffered a little bit. Was close to a battle with Jazer, but or Jesser. I don't know if it's Jazer or Jesser. I'm just saying Jazer. But yeah, but now was able. Oh, as we did just see Jazer spinning around. Let's see what happened with that Subaru car. Looks like, yeah, right there on the grass. Couldn't get back on track and had dirty tires and didn't slow down enough. Goes straight into the barrier. Front left damage on that Subaru. Ah, very, very unfortunate there from Jazer. Now down to 13th behind Eddie Joe. So unfortunate to see. But now Gaz, is that Gaz? No, actually, it's actually a little bit further up ahead with Dream and Matt going at it now for that 9th place. And we have battles all over the track here with Columb, Kyle, and Digital still having that close battle. Dawes falling back just a little bit. But let's just see Voodoo among Amigos Clubman enjoying the race. Great commentary. Thank you so much, Van. It's been a while since I've been gone. But look at this now. Columb going side by side with Kyle. Kyle on the inside. And Kyle was the one with the better traction at the end. And stays within that 5th place position. And we have a battle near the back as well with Matt and Dream. Let's quickly check to see what happened there. Oh, hold on. Probably the wrong one. We're gonna try this one now. We're gonna go further back just a little bit more as we go on board with Dream. What happened with him here? Oh, just messing up the braking zone, going really wide there, and rejoins the track, but does stay within that 10th place position. But definitely lost a little bit of time there from Matt on that late braking zone into that chicane. But now we're gonna see with Digital, Column, and Kyle leading in 5th. Oh, and who's that up ahead with JRM? JRM has slowed down a little bit, and now it's the final lap at Digital. Sorry, I just looked at Digital's name right here. At Dragon, it's the Dragon Island. Dragon Trail? Sorry, I'm all over the place. There's a lot of stuff happening on the track that you just forget where you're at. But yeah, Dragon Trail Gardens here today, and we're actually gonna go on board actually with Digital, who's having a pretty close battle with Columb. Is Digital gonna be making the last ditch effort move on the inside dive? Is his last chance, and he's going for it, but it does not come out on top. He does not come out on top. But we're gonna have to go back up front with Zeno, having the drive of a lifetime here so far. But there's only two races. This isn't the only race. We have another race to go. But Zeno comes across the final corner for the final time. The Dutchman in that Lexus is going to be coming across the line to take the checker flag and win at Dragon Trail Gardens by a total of 8 seconds, pushing for that drivers championship. An amazing push from Zeno. Wooly is in 2nd, and then Lewis making his way through into 3rd place. Then we have JRM, who looks like had a little bit of an incident previously, But it's gonna be taking 4th place with Kyle, Colum, and Digital. That close battle. Oh, race. Kyle comes out on top of that battle, taking 5th place. Then we have Dawes in 8th. We have Matt and Dream going inside, trying to take the checkered flag for himself, but couldn't. Eddie, the birthday boy, comes across the line in style. Jazer comes across in 12th, and then we have our final finisher in Gaz taking the line, and that is going to be race 1 of 2. And there you go, victory for Zeno. We are not surprised by that, taking pole position, fastest lap, and having an overall clean race. Zeno in that Lexus never surprises any of us, but so far, what a race that we have just witnessed. An amazing drive all around, a lot of good battles, a lot of mishaps with a few of the drivers, but Zeno once again taking the win here. Van Free, if you guys are listening back at home, Van Free says congratulations to the drivers. All around, great job. But that's not just it. We are not over just yet. We have a... I'm waiting for it to pop up, because we had a 5-minute qualifier with 11 laps for a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a sprint race. But I'm just waiting for it to pop up. How long do we have here at Dragon Trail? Let's see, as we just saw the helicopter come across the screen, giving us perfect angles of the incidents on track. And there we go. Number of laps, 44. 1 hour endurance race yet to see, ladies and gentlemen. And also do remember, it is option A, option B tires. Right now the drivers actually have free reign of which tires that they want to use. A few drivers testing out option B with the softs and super softs. One of them with Lewis testing out option A with the mediums. But 60 minutes here at Dragon Trail. Oh, and there you go. Colum actually changing for the set of softs as Zeno comes on. Our race winner in the sprint race. But first person out is going to be Matt, as I can't change the camera because he's coming out of the pit lane. There we go. Now we can see that beautiful car. But let's actually test this out real quick, because these drivers are getting a little bit of practice before they can do 60 minutes, a whole hour here in those GR4 Asian or American manufactured cars, as we do see our man Matt 2M Racing in that Toyota 86. It's gonna be tough to try and keep up with Zeno, but Matt is gonna be the first one out on track to test out those set of softs, to see how fast his outlap is going to be and how fast the rest of his lap is going to be. He's going to take a few minutes time, so just sit back, relax, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, and just observe, because here at Amigos Racing Team, you are never going to miss anything. And one thing I actually do gotta do for you guys, I do need to find some commentators for you, because the last time we've actually had a video was about 2 weeks ago, and that was a squeak from my chair. So I think that if we start to document, well, not document, but like stream a lot of these races, it's gonna make it a lot more interesting and a lot more fun for the people back at home. As we do see, I believe that is Kyle actually spinning around in that Nissan GTR, just having a little bit of fun before we start off the 60-minute endurance race. We're just gonna keep an eye on this guy. This guy is having a little bit of fun in that Nissan GTR. Imagine if you were allowed to do this in real life, just spin around in a practice session. But there you go. Has changed the room's settings. The grid order has been changed and set by the host. I believe it's a reverse grid. Please let me know if I'm wrong. Actually, you know what? We can actually just quickly check to see if it is. Just so we know back at home if it's a reverse grid or not. Because you can already see just Kyle just enjoying himself out there. I actually have no idea what's going on. His car just stuck there, I guess? Oh, and there's JRM actually having some fun himself as well, crashing right into the barricade. He's just having bumper cars at this point. Look at this. Yeah, we're just waiting for Dawes to set up the lobby for us. Thank you for the show, Kyle. You can go follow his Twitch at Kyle, as you can just saw from his name, at Kyle Games Drums. He is on Twitch, and he sometimes streams the race back at where he's from, back in the British of UK. But this is gonna be close, man. I think Zeno's gonna go for it again. Yeah, Yovo is joining. Okay, so it's gonna be a reverse grid, and it looks like Yovo is actually gonna be having pole position after not participating in the sprint race. But as we take this time, I'm actually going to get myself a snack. So I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just made my way back into my bedroom. And it looks like we have another driver. I think that is going to be JRM once again, isn't it? Yep. Giving us a little bit of donuts here as he is celebrating his 4th place finish in the feature race. And I am going to have myself a quick snack. I actually got myself some Cheez-Its with bacon. Yeah, Cheez-It Duos, which is bacon and cheddar, which is pretty good. Oh, if you don't like bacon, there's something wrong with you. That's all I'm saying. And there you go, as Jovis did kindly promote. If you guys want to know more about the Amigos Racing Team, make sure you go to our website at Amigos Racing Team, www.amigosracingteam.com. I'm waiting for Jazer to ready up. But other than that, looks like we're about to get started for the endurance race. And it's been a while since I've done this. Been a long time. Oh, JRM trying to get a little bit of a drift action going, but goes right into the barricade. Looks like we're still waiting on Chaser to ready up after having That unfortunate finish in the sprint race. But let's see if he can pick himself back up and put on another show. Alright, here we go. Looks like we are about to start the endurance race. 60 minutes here at Dragon Trail Gardens at the Dragon Trail International Raceway. Having a reverse grid from the first race. Oh! And actually, DeJorbis is actually starting in last place. We are ready to see those red lights, and now the green lights. 5 red lights and green lights. Go, go, go! Away we are. And look at Dream having the start of a lifetime. Same with Jazer. Those Subarus have an amazing start, so they have a pretty good advantage at the beginning of this race. And now we're gonna go on board with Dream trying to battle out with Jazer already in first. But it looks like Jazer just has the better pace in that Subaru after hitting that sausage curb. And look at all those cars right behind. Just look at these drivers all giving it their all, as JRM is going to be looking on the outside of Eddie Joe, the birthday boy. And JRM is going to be making his way up to 5th place. Kyle taking a huge white line around that hairpin. Now they're going to go side by side as they make their way into Sector 2, near the end of Sector 2. Look at these drivers still going at it. And right behind him, ART Dawes with Kyle. Oh! Who was that? Who was that? That was Lewis. Let's check to see what happened with him there. Wow, that was a huge spin. As he takes the right-hand turn. Does it pretty well. Has a lot of dirty air there. But going too far off, hits the sand and goes straight off the track. Very unfortunate to see that there from Lewis. But still leading the way is Jazer with Dream close in second, Gas in third. JRM is in fourth, ART Dawes in fifth, with Zeno actually pushing his way, starting near the back, and already pushed his way up to sixth within the first lap. That Lexus is really doing him well here. Yeah, but are we surprised at this point? This is Zeno that we're talking about here. Our Drivers' Championship leader. And look, already starting to catch up to ART Dawes. Looks like that car has a lot more turbo. But let's see, is Zeno going to be making the dive on the inside? He's about to, as Jazer takes an early braking zone there. And now we have three cars going 3 wide into the beginning of the sector. And Jazer falls behind a little bit, now going side by side with Zeno. But Zeno, with that pace on that Lexus, is already going side by side with Gaz into the podium positions. Zeno really giving it his all. He should have started a lap prior. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Dawes actually was pushing a little bit of Zeno off the track there, and now Dawes actually suffers from it, going near the back of that slipstream train. But now we're gonna go back up front as Dream is now leading the way in that Subaru, with JRM in second. Gas is all the way up to third. Jazer is actually back to fourth, with Zeno back to fifth. So it's getting very close with these drivers. And it's only been close to 4 minutes, so very well done to all these drivers so far. Oh, and we have a commenter. Is there no stopping of Zeno? Not at all. This is Zeno that we're talking about here. Always putting on a good show for us at Amigos Racing Team. But you never know. We could always have that one shocker. But I have no idea when that time will come. But I see Zeno on the rear end of Jazer. Is he going to be making the dive? You can see the brakes on that car getting super red hot as gas actually gets pushed off the track there from Jazer. Impressive. Yeah, it is impressive. Oh, who's doing the commentary? Actually, Van Free, my name is Justin, or Just Gaming in the Discord. How you doing, my man? I'm pretty sure we've met before. It's been a long time since, but I'm pretty sure we've met before. But look at that, ART Zeno makes his way up to 4th. We're gonna check an instant replay of that overtake. As we're gonna go on to Jazer. I think Jazer actually messed up, going a little bit wide here. Yep, there you go. Going right over onto the sand and having a little bit of sand in those tires, so struggling a little bit with the grip into this turn. And you can see just going really wide there. And was right behind Matt and Digital. But now it looks like Wooly is going to be trying to make the move there. Now going to make a move on the inside. These two drivers, it's a drag race here, ladies and gentlemen, at Dragon's Trail Gardens. And it looks like Wooly's going to be making the move on the inside. They're still side by side. And Wooly makes his move on Jazer. Jazer having to slow down on the outside, not really getting the grip there, and loses out. But now look at this, Zeno already caught up with the is that a Honda or a Toyota? That's a Hyundai. Why did I think Honda? That's a Hyundai of JRM. Now Zeno's gonna be trying to make the move on the outside, but JRM defends like a lion in that Hyundai, stays in that 2nd place for the time being. ART Zeno still making his way through as we see all the cars pass by here today. And there are the last few of Dawes, Eddie, and Lewis, who unfortunately had that incident near the beginning of this race. But now JRM is going wide here. Zeno is going to be making the move on the inside, and it looks like he has got it. Let's see exactly how he lined up that car to make that job done. As you can see, JRM just got on the power a little bit late there, and Zeno just using those curbs to pull that car around that corner and was able to make his way through. An amazing overtake there from Zeno, pushing his way into 2nd, and now eyeing down Dream in 1st. Just look how close it is. Look at this helicopter view. That's a good helicopter view for the few seconds that we had them. Oh, and now they're going side by side into the beginning of chicane, and Zeno's got the position. Hits the sausage curb there, but was able to keep the pace around that corner, and Zeno is back in the lead. As, to be honest with you, where he deserves it and where he belongs, because that pace that this man has, that Dutchman, is outrageous. Always putting on a show. Beating all of the British drivers. And we could potentially see that with the Formula 1, actually, with the Dutchman beating all of the British. But Dream still now is going to be trying to defend against JRM and Matt, which he has done so far pretty well. So it's a Subaru versus a Hyundai and 2 Toyotas close behind. But we have to give props to this man, ART Zeno, the Dutchman, 112 in that Lexus RC4. RCF or RZ4? Did I see that right? Oh, RCF GR4. With the previous lap of a 138.1, but with the fastest lap of a 137.767. An amazing jump so far, as we do have JRM getting past Dream, and it looks like Digital is trying to make that move, but was ambitious on the inside, and now looks like Matt could be making his way up to 4th place. Oh, in a little bit of a later break from Digital moves his way up, and Dream goes wide there, and he goes around the outside, and Digital gets the position up to 3rd and the podium, and Dream is now falling back. Actually, what happened to Dream? What just happened to Dream? Dream has left the session out of retaliation from losing so many positions. That is very unfortunate to see. Oh, Dream. Not enjoying that drivers are going past them so easily. But now look at this, Matt and Digital. Matt actually getting on the outside. And Digital goes super wide into that turn, getting the braking zone incorrect. And now Wooly and Matt both make the move into 3rd and 4th position. Digital down to 5th. So it looks like Digital having a little bit of an unfortunate event there, as he's actually trying to look around the outside of Wooly, but Wooly with that pace on that Subaru is way quicker around those corners. But look at this, man. Digital trying to stay within that 1 second. Trying to get that slipstream. Trying to get back past that Subaru. But it's just struggling, as now JRM has now slowed down a little bit. And Matt has caught his way up. Let's actually see how they are doing on the tires. As we do see Matt doing pretty good on his first set of tires with... Oh yeah, you can definitely see that front right. Definitely getting a little bit of a harder hit from our man JRM. But let's see if JRM can hold on to that, even with the damage, as a famous YouTuber PewDiePie does say. Can he handle the damage of that front right tire? As we will soon find out, as JRM still leads the way for that battle of 2nd place. And look at this, now Wooly is trying to see if he can make a move on Matt, now 1/10 behind, but that straight line speed of that Hyundai and Toyota is too much. But now Wooly's gonna go for the switchback on Matt, but Matt gets the better traction coming out of that corner. And Wooly does start to fall back a little bit, with Matt getting that slipstream and having a higher top end speed. But we have made our way past the 10-minute mark, actually past the 12-minute mark, as we have 47 and a half minutes left. But this 3-way battle for that 2nd place is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Or should I say 4-way battle, as Digital has entered the frame. Looks like Digital is making up a little bit more pace, and that Toyota, even with the tire damage, he has caught back up with those 3. But it looks like Digital actually, this is the sector where Digital really struggles, as you can see, going right onto that red curb and just losing a little bit of pace, having to slow down a little bit. But let's actually go near the back, as we do see Dawes was previously in the battle for that front, but loses out. Eddie, our birthday boy, in 10th place, with Kyle close behind, and DeJovis currently in the Squid Games Genesis. Hyundai Genesis. I actually still had mine, and my one was the pink with the black and white triangle. I think it was the triangle, but anyway, shout out to Super Squid, as we do see the Squid Games decal on that Hyundai, as people would know. And if you don't, I'll quickly remind you. Squid Games, we actually had a Squid Games event for ART, but actually, as I see that Kyle gets spun off, and let's see what happened there. And that Nissan GTR was going right behind that Dodge Viper and just going too fast around that corner, couldn't slow down enough, and goes into that wall. Now down to 12th place, but now we're gonna go back for this battle for second, as Digital has made his way up after having those incidents earlier, pushes his way up to second. Now a 6-way battle for that second place. JRM is gonna go side by side with Matt, but now JRM gets the position. Matt down to 4th, then Wooly, then Gaz, and then we have Colum making his way into that battle in that Mustang. This close battle for second, we're not going to go off of this, is getting very close. JRM in that Genesis trying to stay within that time to get that slipstream, and looks like Matt is going to go for a wide move as Wooly is now going to go side by side having the tighter turn, and it looks like JRM is going to be the first one to make a pit stop here. Is on the softs, half a tank, and has to go with either a medium or a hard set of tires. Let's see which one he goes with. The first driver to make a pit stop, as the pit crew goes as fast as they can, fills up the car just a little bit, and he's off on a set of mediums with 91 fuel. Might be a little bit over fueled, but we'll have to wait and see. Man, but look at this battle. Willie is about to make the pass on the gas, and Jazer actually gets past Dawes as their battle keeps on staying alive. But Digital now starting to run away with it. Let's see how he's doing on those tires compared to the drivers behind. Oh, as we did just see Matt go onto the curb a little bit, lose a little bit of traction, and Wooly's able to make his way up. Actually, no, not Wooly. Gas is able to make his way up to 3rd. Sorry about that, I got the drivers mixed up a little bit. A very close battle, but look at this. JRM, with those new set of tires, is able to try and make a desperate dive on Lewis, as Colum is going to be the next one to go into the pit lane, and Lewis is struggling to try and keep up with the bigger boys in Amigos Racing Team. But now we're going to go back for this battle for 3rd now, as Digital has pulled away a little bit. Gaz is trying to stay ahead of Matt, but Matt is going to be looking for a move on the inside. Takes a super deep line, and he gets the position. Amazing overtake from Matt there, timing it to perfection, making his way into the podium positions. But we have to give, again, a shout out to Zeno. Currently 13 seconds ahead of the driver behind in that Lexus RC4. Just having an extraordinary pace here today, as we just met the 18-minute mark, as we are going to be starting to see a few drivers make their way into the pit lane, but Zeno decides to stay out. We're going to go back now to this battle for 3rd, as Gaz is now starting to fall back, probably going to be having to make a tire change probably right around now, as he is losing positions left, right, and center, but decides to stay out, as Wooly is going to be making his way into the pit lane. Yeah, and that his front right tire taking huge hits as he started on the set of softs. Let's see where he comes out compared to JRM. Let's see, did JRM get the undercut? Or did Wooly time it to perfection? As we're waiting for Wooly to come out of the pits, Wooly comes out of the pits and JRM gets past Wooly into the pit exit, into turn 1. So JRM takes a position off and does the undercut. A huge undercut actually, probably like around a few tenths. So JRM actually timing that to perfection. Well done to JRM. Go up a little bit, as DeJovis is now going to have a battle with Kyle for that 8th place position. But the top end speed of that Nissan GTR is just way too much for that Hyundai, as Kyle tries to make the defending position on the outside, and he keeps the position there. What's going side by side, and DeJovis is losing the pace in that Hyundai, but might be getting it back here into this couple of right-handers. They do give each other a little bit of a nudge, and Kyle still leads that battle, as we do just see Digital make his way into the pit lane. Let's see what tires that he puts on. Was on a set of softs, is going for a set of, well, actually we don't know yet. We have to wait and see. Set of mediums. After feeling that car just a little bit more, and I'm just waiting to see who's going to be the next one out. And it looks like this battle just behind Digital actually, with Wooly and JRM is still truly alive, with both of them having new set of tires. It could be anyone's game at this point. As we are seeing it, Wooly gets the better traction out of the exit, is going to get past JRM. And we're going to see the comparison here through those chicanes. As you can see, making it tighter and having a little bit more pace on the exit. JRM was just too tight on that inside corner, just not having the pace. And Wooly is able to make good use out of that mistake and push his way into 7th. But it's getting very, very close with the drivers up ahead. But this was the thing as well. Digital just came out of the pits, making his first pit stop. And Wooly and JRM both already made their pit stop. So do you think Wooly and JRM probably did their pit stop a little bit too early here? And Digital has timed it to perfection. As you can see, 7 seconds separate Wooly and JRM. And that is my phone, and that actually scared the absolute living hell out of me there. Jesus Christ, my heart. My heart. Whew, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if that scared you back at home, but flipping out, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. I've just been so focused on this race that I just hear that one little bling, and I'm like, oh god. It's like that slow like turn back with your head to see what the hell it was. But we are still back here with ART, where we actually do see Kyle and DeJovis still having that battle. And actually, let's see the tires. Actually, I think, yeah, Kyle's actually doing pretty well on his tires, and same goes with DeJovis. I think they both actually recently did a early pit stop. And the thing is, the main man Zeno is still not making a pit stop. How is he doing this tires? Look at that front right tire. As you can see, he is struggling around turn 1. How is he able to keep that car so pacey? I seriously don't understand this man. This guy just knows everything about this game super well. Like, honestly, outrageous, outrageous scenes. But we are seeing him serving a time penalty after cutting the track through that chicane. And I think it's going to be time for him to make his way into the pit lane. Starting in last, well, actually second to last place. And was able to make his way up to 6th after the first lap. And then pushing his way towards the lead at the end of the 3rd lap. Amazing driver this man is. Esports, professional esports signed this man up, put him in the Dutch esports league, or even the esports team, because this man just has the pace and has the commitment. Happily agree with you, Justin, about Zeno. Of course, this man just has that absolute pace, but he is crazy with those times. And he's still staying out with that front right tire being in the state that it is. I don't know what this man has done, but holy, this guy really has some dedication. Put this man in a real car and let's see how he does, because he will absolutely smash it. Not literally, but figuratively. But figuratively. That is what I meant to say. Not figuratively. But, doesn't look like there's that many battles all over the track here. Dejovis and Kyle still giving each other a little bit of a battle there, and it looks like a little bit near the front with Wooly and JRM still the most recent ones to actually make a pit. Well, not the most recent, but one of the recent ones to make a pit stop. But it doesn't look like anything is happening. Except for just drivers keeping that consistency, keeping that pace. Oh, and Willie does go over the sausage curb a little bit, having a little bit too much sausage in that car. But I'm pretty sure that his missus would love that regardless. But as he's still in 7th place in that Subaru, he's going to be hitting all of the sausages here, trying to extend it as much as he can. But Jazer up into 6th place with those old fronts, just struggling, trying to keep the traction. As you can see, going right off of the track there and just trying to hold it off. He has the caution lights on that car, and that has given Wooly the opportunity to catch up now and could be gaining a position as Zeno has finally made it his way into the pit stop. Let's see where he comes out compared to digital. But my cat just entered my room and wants me to open up the window for him to go outside. How you do, buddy? But let's see, the Zeno exits on a set of mediums. And it looks like, yeah, he's just Zeno. That's it, he's just Zeno. That's it. That's it. He is done. Zeno is going to win this race once again, having the maximum amount of points here today, unless something truly tragic happens. But I'm not going to jinx the man. He has done very well. He has played all of those cards in his hands. And we're just going to have to wait and see how he takes it on. As you can see, once again, Wooly, as my statement from earlier, hitting all of those sausages on that track. But let us see, Wooly's still in 5th place, but now I think Zeno has actually caught up a little bit with Matt with those new set of mediums, and now Matt has to try and keep the pace even with those super old tires. Yeah, but there you go, Zeno is already within slipstream distance, going to be having a lot of slipstream into the final straight. And with Matt having those old tires, Zeno might be able to get it. As you can see, Zeno going around the outside, having a better traction, and Matt making his way into the pit lane. and Zeno retakes the lead. With also Gaz making his way into the pit lane. And Digital is going to be making his way back up to second. Wooly back into the podium position with JRM in fourth. Once they make it past. So Zeno still again leading the way as we are nearing the halfway mark of the Amigos Racing Team Season 7 Round 8 of the Saturday Endurance League, where we find ourselves once again at Delta Trail Gardens, where we had the sprint race earlier today with Zeno taking the win, and looks like could be taking the win here once again, as he always does, with him leading the Drivers' Championship. Getting a little bit of dirt on those tires, but he's saying that he can definitely manage with a little bit of dirt, with a little bit of sand, a little bit of gravel in those rubbers. As you can see, taking as much turning radius as he can to get as much momentum and much speed around that tough right-hander of Sector 3. And then we have the little bit of the double square turn. You could probably compare that to SpongeBob, with it being quite tight but a little bit wavy of a rectangle. As you can see, Zeno getting a little bit of dirt on our drone camera there, coming around that final corner. And Zeno just going away with it in that green and black Lexus. Done very well, and turns on... Did I see that right? Did he turn on his indicator? Nope, nope, he has not. He has not. But yeah, still leading the way, Zeno, as always. Once again, amazing race so far for you, my dear man. But ART Dawes is on the tail end of Matt 2M Racing. Could be making the move here, getting the slipstream. And as you can also see, the battle right behind them with Column and Gaz, as Dawes is going to be trying to make the move on the inside. Oh, and Matt actually defends it, blocks and closes the door, and pushes Dawes into the dirt. And now we're gonna see Gaz make it go side by side, as we do see Dawes starting to lose a little bit of control of that Toyota. And Matt is able to push his way. Actually, no, not Matt. Columbus close to making their way into 6th place. So now we have a three-way battle for this 6th place position, with Colum going to make the dive on the inside, going to push Dawes wide into this corner. Oh, and same with Gaz trying to make the switcheroo, but it's not going to be enough. As you can see, Dawes still leading the way of that three-way battle in 6th place. So Matt has actually done this very well, making Dawes defend against the drivers behind, slowing him down just a little bit. As we have a spin out on track, I believe that is going to be DeVos. Let's see what happened with him there, as he was trying to keep up with Eddie just ahead. Hits the curb a little bit there and hits the curb there. Is starting to catch up a little bit and push his way through. But let's see what happened to that Squid Games themed Hyundai, as I'm gonna get a little bit more cheeses. Going around the hairpin. I think I put a little bit too long of a replay on this one. But let's see, taking this right hand turn, getting a little bit of the curb, going left, and just going right onto that sand once again. And they're trying to get that car straight, but it goes straight into the grass on the other side of the track. Forgot to put on the reverse gear, enters back on track, and that is just unfortunate to see. The drove us down to 12th place. And Kyle makes his way up to 10th. But now we're going to go back for this battle with Dawes, as Dawes has now caught up with Matt just a little bit. Gas has gotten the overtake on Colum, with Eddie Joe, the fellow Canadian of those two, making his way up. The birthday boy, number 65, Oily Chrome, Dodge Viper here today. Looking pretty good, very snazzy with the bright green chrome rims. Now starting to catch up a little bit with the fellow Canadian up ahead in the Ford Mustang. Can he make the move? American manufacturer versus American manufacturer, driven by two Canadians. Let's see how they can do it. And it looks like Eddie Joe gets a little bit of a better exit there, getting a little bit more traction. But that power of that Ford Mustang is going to be a little bit too much for that Dodge Viper as we enter turn one. And Eddie just trying to hug onto that curb on the left side, making up a few tenths of a second as we enter towards the first hairpin. As you can see, Colum getting a little bit of the curb there, but actually going a little bit quicker, a few tenths quicker into that corner. Eddie Joe just slowing down just a little bit, going a little bit slower into that chicane. Let's see, down to the long downhill left-hand hairpin. Let's see if Joe is going to be able to do it, the birthday boy. He's not going to be able to catch up just yet, but let's not put it past him as he is trying to keep within that distance of trying to make a move. That Mustang going a little bit side to side on that track. Eddie getting a little bit of dirt into those tires. As we see the gap shorten to around 5 tenths, close now to 4 tenths, maybe down to 3, you never know. Let's see how he does. Colum getting a little bit of a wide line there, and Eddie making up for it, getting the slipstream in that Dodge Viper as he's making his way onto the uphill. This battle for 8th place, Colum needs to make something happen or else he'll be losing his position. As you can see, going onto the dirt, he definitely made something happen, and he lost it. Going onto the dirt, onto the final corner, slowing down by a substantial amount, and Eddie Joe gets the easiest overtake of a lifetime, making his way up to 8th place. Well done to Eddie Joe, and very unfortunate to Colum. But now we're going to go near the back of the grid with DeJovis and Lewis now giving each other a little bit of a battle for that 12th place, second to last place on the grid. But it looks like Lewis is actually falling back just a little bit, and it looks like we have another battle near 5th place with Matt and Dawes still giving each other a little bit of a battle. Matt going right over that dirt, over the curb. And it looks like Dawes is going to be slowing down just a little bit, losing out a little bit of speed through that corner. They're both in the same car, so it's even fight between these two drivers. But let us see if Matt can keep ahead of Dawes, as Dawes is going to be having a little bit of slipstream, shortening that gap by a little bit. Let's see both of them taking a wide line to get as much momentum and a shotgun exit throughout the final corner. But Dawes is going to be having the slipstream, going to be catching up by little. As we're going to go on board with him, actually, as you can see, it's creeping down little by little, but he needs to do a lot better. Actually goes a little bit tighter into that corner, gaining a little bit of tense, and that's a perfect representation right there. Matt does get a good racing line there around turn 1, where Dawes was actually getting a greater racing line, going right over the curbs, getting a tighter corners, and just closing in the gap. As we can see now, Dawes going a little bit faster into the exit of that chicane. Matt trying to make a defensive move, going on the inside. They're now going to go side by side through the left-hand hairpin. And Dawes takes a super late braking zone, goes into power a little bit early, and gets a little bit of oversteer. But he's able to get the job done, make his way past Matt. Them two has been going at it for a long time. And Dawes comes out on top so far into 5th place. And Matt staying within that tail end of the fellow Toyota driver. really giving it their all, these drivers. You got to give it to them. Very well done. This man right here, Dawes, and also this man right here, Matt 2M, giving it their all. Well done so far. So far, gentlemen. Keep it up. We're now nearing 2/3 of our way into this 60-minute endurance race here at Amigos Racing Team, as we could be giving Zeno another maximum points in the season, making his a further push to the Drivers' Championship as he's been doing all season. But Matt is still trying to catch up with Dawes, and doesn't look like it. Looks like Dawes is actually getting the better out of those two. As I am looking at it, we do have a driver in the pit lane, and that is none of the top 5. So it could be Lewis near the back. Yeah, but Matt's still trying to keep within that distance, trying to keep within the space, getting that slipstream off of the fellow Toyota driver of Dawes. But Dawes just having the better line throughout all these corners, just having the better pace. And Matt just really struggling trying to keep up with Dawes. As Digital Blast has gone into the pits, as actually we just see Matt gonna make a desperate dive around the final corner, and he takes back 5th place. And Dawes moving towards the left of the track as Matt is trying to break the slipstream of Dawes. But let's see, Matt still leads the way of that battle in 5th place. Dawes trying to keep within it, but that dirty air is really going to be messing him up there. So Matt is in 4th place, still leading that battle and doing an exceptional job in that Toyota. But let's see. Let's see if Dawes can actually get back, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like Matt has actually learned from his mistakes, taking more tighter corners and taking more tighter lines throughout these corners and just pushing his way forward. But now I want to see how far Zeno is to the rest of the pack. As, yep, that is him coming around the final corner. He is now 36 seconds ahead of Wooly. Could be making another pit stop and still being ahead at this point. So well done to Zeno, showing everyone how it's done. The Dutch driver, very well done in that Lexus. And fun fact, the only Lexus driver here today. But let's see, as Matt is still just ahead of Dawes. Let's see, we're gonna go on board with Dawes actually to see how he is doing better, how he's doing worse to Matt coming into these corners. As you can see, going wider into the corner, he's getting a little bit of slide with the braking, losing a little bit of traction, and is not getting on the power early enough, as Matt is going to be making his way into the podium positions with Dawes close behind. Getting super close with these drivers so far. Super close. But Matt is still holding on to that 3rd place. But let's see if Dawes can do it as we enter the first chicane of the track here at Dragon Trail. And it looks like Matt actually got the better exit there, even though he was sliding a little bit. Looks like he got the better exit of that chicane. And it doesn't look like Dawes is going to be getting it. He is getting a little bit of slipstream as he takes a super late braking zone, entering the hairpin, taking a wide line, and Matt is able to take advantage of that and gain a few tenths throughout that corner. So it looks like it could be time for a late pit stop for these two drivers to see who really has that pace. Oh, and actually Matt does take a super wide line there, and Dawes actually gets a better momentum, better pace and traction throughout that corner. They're now going to go side by side into the square double left-hander. Dawes on the outside. Now Matt actually takes a super late braking zone as Dawes is trying to look for the switchback. As now it's going to be a drag race, but Dawes enters into the pit lane on a set of mediums. Could be going for a set of softs for the rest of the race. Just at this point, he already knows which tire he's going to go. He actually could be going with a super soft. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, it does look like he came out on a set of softs, just ahead of JRM as well. So let's see if he can get the undercut down as Zeno makes his way into the pit lane with those set of mediums. And knowing him, he wants to solidify that fastest lap. Could be going for a set of super softs. But we will have to wait and see. I just want to see if Matt is going to be making his way into the pit lane, and if he is, where would he come out compared to Dawes? As we did just see Zeno on a set of super softs, exiting out of the pit lane. It looks like we have a battle in 4th and 5th with Gaz and Digital Bass, as Wooly has just made his way into the pit lane. Let's see how Digital and Gas are going to go at it. Digital is getting a little bit more pace, now making the move onto the inside compared to Gaz, who is going to be losing out in position just behind a fellow Toyota driver. Very well done to Digital, pushes his way into the podium positions. As we also saw Wooly go on a set of super softs. Oh, and actually, what happened to Gas here? Has he run out of fuel? What has happened to Gas? He's really slowed down just then. As we did just see Jesser spin on a track. We're actually going to see what happened there real quick. As he comes around here and hits that corner right there. Yep, so there you go. Jesser getting a super late braking zone, and is now going to be battling against Wooly on those new set of super softs. Could be gaining a lot of positions here. Let's see, Matt still yet to go for another pit stop. As you can see, struggling, trying to keep the pace around that final corner, and is still deciding to stay out as we have around 13 minutes left of the endurance race. And I remember everyone was saying, oh, we could probably do around maybe 28, 29 laps. It looks like it could be ending near the 30 lap mark here at ART. Jesser makes his way into the pit lane with those super worn set of softs, as Wooly and Dawes and also JRM going to be taking easy overtakes, as well as Eddie Joe into 8th place. But it doesn't look like there's any very close battles on the track just yet. So we're going to go back with our race leader of Zeno, still leading the way with the fastest lap of a 1:37.534. Did I just see that right? Is it that he got a new recent lap of a 1:37.521? How come that didn't pop up as the fastest lap? Could be an invalidated lap, or it could be on the lap where he just came out on those set of tires, but I don't think so. Let's see, does he improve on his fastest time? Yes, he does. A 136.799. So actually, that 137.521 was actually his outlap. So with those set of super softs, actually going faster with his outlap than his previous best. So really shows the tire grips of this game is really in key here. But Zeno's still leading the way in that green and white Lexus. Now ahead by close to 33 seconds from Matt 2M Racing. And it could be even by more, as we are still waiting for Matt to actually go into the pit lane. But is Matt trying to stay out as long as he can on those tires? Let's give a quick look to see his tire wear. His front right is taking a bit of hits, but not too much, to be honest with you. So it looks like he could be nearing the end of this race in second place with Digital close behind him. We'll have to wait and see, but it is still 10 minutes left of the endurance race here at Dragon Trail Gardens, the Dragon Trail International Raceway, where Zeno has done what he's always done throughout the season and lead a race and win. And we could see some more happening from this man. But there you go, Matt is starting to slow down a little bit. Digital is starting to catch up to the driver ahead. As you can see, the time difference, the time gap, the intervals, just shortening and shortening, like actual shortening. But yeah, only a few car lengths can separate those two cars in second and third. So these two are going to go at it until the end of this race. I can definitely tell you that. But let us see, as Digital Blast is now within, actually just gone past the 9/10 mark. Sorry about that. Whew. I'm just tired today. Wow. But yeah, it looks like Matt is really struggling on those old tires, taking a super wide line there throughout turn 1, and Digital just getting a lot more traction, a lot more grip into turn 1 as we enter the chicane, as Digital was from 5/10, actually from 9/10 close to 3/10, and then just messing up the line throughout that chicane, and now up to 1.3 ahead. So it looks like Matt could be still running away with this. But it looks like this is the closest battle that we have on the track so far. So we're going to stay with these two for the majority of the rest of this race, because I don't see them edging out each other anytime soon. But look at this, Matt taking a slow corner through Sector 2. Near the end of Sector 2 through those quick rights and lefts, and Digital just going a lot more faster there. It's going to be right on the tail end of that blue Toyota. So right now is black and red versus blue and white. Let's see who comes out on top. And it looks like Digital is getting a better line through here, taking a wider line, but getting a lot more power down, going right to the rear end of Matt as Matt hit the grass and messed up his line. Let's see if Digital can make up for it, as he's right on the tail end. He's going to be moving to the outside, but that is not where you want to go. You want to be on the inside. You want to get the tighter corner. Or should I say that, because now Digital is up to second place ahead of Matt 2M Racing. And actually, Matt 2M Racing is now diving on the inside into the chicane. They're still side by side, and it looks like Digital came out on top, with Matt now down to third, Digital up to second. Amazing overtake from Digital there. Just keeping the pace after being 1.2 seconds behind, as we're now going to see Matt take a late braking zone around the outside, going to be cutting into the inside now, having a lot more traction through that corner, and is going to be closing in the gap between him and Digital for that second place. This battle is going to go back and forth throughout the rest Digital. I got it mixed up again. Dragon Trail Gardens at the Dragon Trail International Raceway for ART Amigos Racing Team Saturday Endurance Series Round 7. And it looks like now Digital is going to be coming out on top as he is making that gap increase by each turn. Now up to 8/10 faster now. And there you go. Those tires on Matt is really taking a toll as now Digital is up to 1.3 seconds. But the thing is, I don't believe Matt is going to be making another pit stop. Even with those old tires, he will be suffering. He'll be suffering for the rest of this race, but will be suffering, and it will pay off if he does, because he'll be still in the podium positions ahead of Gaz, Willie, and Dawes. But we will have to wait and see if he gets it at the end of the day, as we have 5 minutes left. We've been here for over an hour at Dragon Trail. But let's see, it's getting very close, and there you go. Matt's starting to lose a lot of pace with those old tires. Down to 2.2 seconds behind Delta Blast. So getting very, very close between these drivers, and Wooly is starting to lose pace as well. Actually, no, Wooly just got past Gaz, actually. If I do think correctly, we're gonna quickly check to see what happened there, as there you go, was actually diving onto the inside of that hairpin and was able to get the job done there. So very well done to Wooly. He pushes his way up to 4th place, 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship, of course. But I don't see him making his way back up, as he is almost a whole minute behind Zeno. 51 seconds to be exact. But you just gotta love to see this. These drivers given the dedication to give an hour of their time for just continuous racing, instead of just an hour of qualifying and the actual race. Just continuous racing, especially in these difficult conditions. Very well done to all the drivers around, as Wooly is now going to be starting to catch up a little bit with Matt 2M Racing. So Wooly is not out of contention for a podium finish. He just needs to keep on the pace and cut those 4/10 down to 0 within 3 minutes time, or else Matt will be pulling away with the podium finish. But now we're actually going to go on board with Zeno, who could be having an extra lap to the drivers around him, which he will be having an extra lap. Like before, as Saint Devot, one of the last times I've actually done commentary here at ART, was actually getting an extra lap, basically a victory lap here. And let us see, having those 3 drivers ahead, with Devot and Kyle just ahead. So he's getting a little bit of slipstream, gaining a little bit of time. Now up to 44 seconds ahead of Digital. And of course Kyle has to move out the way for Zeno. Blue flags have been waved. And then Art Devoir, or is it Joe Devoir? Let us check that real quick. Yep, Dejovi. Devoir. What am I talking about? Dejovi, now having blue flags, has to serve him in the next coming of turns, or else he'll be getting a caution for ignoring blue flags. Has to move out the way, give Zeno the space, as he is not following blue flag procedure. But that's not going to stop Zeno, as he's able to get the overtake regardless into the final couple of corners. And Zeno is going to be coming across the line for the penultimate time for one more lap here at Delta Pace. Delta, what am I talking about? I saw Digital again, Delta Blast. and Amigos Racing Team. I've been gone for too long. I'm getting names mixed up. I'm so sorry, guys. I gotta get some more time to adapt and rearrange myself. But yeah, Zeno still in the final few laps is leading the race by 45 seconds. Done very, very well. Justin, this race has been exciting. Thank you. It has been very exciting. These drivers all giving it their all. I was just glad that hopefully I was able to make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys back at home. But ART Zeno is going to be coming across the third sector. Lap 36. Can he put in 37 laps? Because if he can, the drivers behind him will be only putting 36, and Zeno will be getting a victory lap around the track as before at Saint-Devoux. Yep, and Zeno's definitely. Let's see, because we have 20 seconds left. Is this going to be the final time he comes across this line? Let's see, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. It's going to be close. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be it. Zeno crosses the line just in time for another lap. This is the final lap for Zeno. His victory lap here today. As we can see, the Dutchman getting maximum points here. Once again, pushing for that driver's championship. Amazing job from the Dutch driver of ART Zeno, always putting on the pace. But now we're gonna go on board with Digital, as he's gonna be coming across. Oh, someone coming across the line there, spinning around, as that was Jesser. Was that Jesser? No, who was that crossing the line like that? I have no idea. But we're gonna go back to second with Digital, as he's gonna come across the line to finish in second place. An amazing recovery drive there from Digital. Third place is gonna be Matt, making those tires last as long as he can. ART Wooly takes fourth. Gaz is going to take fifth place here today. JRM coming down the finishing straight with ART Dawes just behind, and the birthday boy of Eddie Joe. Three of them finish the line now, as we now see Coulomb and Jesher make their way to the line. But now Zeno, our race winner, having an extra lap at Dragon Trail Gardens. ART Zeno crosses the line for the final time, moves to the checkered flag to claim it as he wins at Dragon Trail International Raceway. What? Well done to Zeno. Always putting on a show, getting maximum points here today. Twice, 2 trophies, 2 gold trophies for him today. Fastest laps and clean racing. Very well done to Zeno, as always. Everyone giving their support and love to everyone around. Verstappen, you are the world champion. ART Dawes says, of course, with Zeno being the Dutch driver, him giving himself a smiley face. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the ART Saturday Endurance Round 8, where we will see you next week for Round 9. Can Zeno get another win? Can he get maximum points once again and push for that driver's championship? I have been your commentator, Just Gaming, or Justin, whichever one you prefer. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will see you next